Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Anne of Green Gables 1979. Today we're doing episode 33, An Invitation to Queen's Class. That's right. The Queen's College. That should be interesting. All right, everybody. We already know how this works, so let's just start. 3, 2, 1, click. This episode and the next one are very interesting because Takahata heavily changed what happened. I should explain. Technically, what happens in these two upcoming chapters still happens in these two episodes. It's just that the focus is changed. Takahata takes one particular aspect of the one particular paragraph of this period of the book, this part of the book, sorry, and makes that the focus. How exactly? Well, let's just say Takahata saw an opportunity to flesh out the character Diane and Anne even further than and Shiroi. Guess what?
Yes?
Yeah, this is the episode that I've been hyping for you behind the scenes.
Huh.
So, well, no, not this one, the next one after this, but you and I are going to have a lot to talk about in the next episode. So
Sure.
Get ready.
Be still, my contained enjoyment.
I can tell you, Jova, that episode 44 is, as far as I'm concerned, at least a masterpiece of animation. It's moral, its storyline, its commentary, everything is pretty much, I will argue, perfectly executed. But I'll talk about it when we get to it.
If you ask me, Jova, sorry, go on.
No, I'm done. Go ahead.
If you ask me, Jova, curiosity is the most powerful of our emotions. So we should keep it, closer.
All right. So the Queen's Class is okay. It's an invitation to Queen's Class. Sorry. Yeah.
It's November because we're commentating on this. It's gonna be shit.
Let the kids dreams.
That's
Enjoy your future, Anne. It's gonna be great.
Well, actually, Shiroi, yeah, we have 7 more books exploring her future, and
Yeah,
her future
we mentioned that.
and her future ends up being pretty fine, actually. So, yeah, don't worry.
Just be wary of the coming wars.
Well, yeah, that's obvious, but well, what can you do about that?
Kana did manage to get away with most stuff, aside from some helping.
All right, so like I was saying, yeah, this is another great demonstration of Takahata's understanding of character, where he is completely unafraid to give Anne a flaw that she didn't have in the book. So this was something that was a risk on his part, but I actually think it really pays off as you're about. When you watch these 2 episodes, you'll see for yourself. Let's see what they're talking about.
Did Diane's actress go through puberty or something? She sounds a little bit older than she normally does.
I don't think so. I think it's just that,
Voice direction.
She has trouble keeping up the high pitch or something. Oh, there we go. Yeah, remember, so Anne still hung up on that promise from 2 years ago.
Oh boy, she and Diane are about to have an argument, aren't they?
Jova, Takahata is going somewhere great with this.
Okay. But yeah, seriously though, the reason I point out Diane's voice is like, well, no, it hasn't sounded this deep before, and it sounded consistent. Like, granted, some years have changed, so maybe it was intentional that she sounds older, but Anne doesn't sound older.
I'm going to give them some slack because these people don't have the best means and not the best experience, so I'm willing to give the voice actor some slack.
I mean, how many South African dubs of anime are there?
Yeah. So I want to give like we've said before, for the circumstances. Yeah, the fact that the dub is this good is already kind of a miracle. So
mind you,
I'll take what I can get.
I'm not even saying like it's a bad thing. It's just that again, she's been consistent up until this point. So I'm wondering if she had puberty or if it was the idea to make her sound older. The only thing that confuses me is that Anne still sounds the same as she has throughout the entire series.
So yeah, the basic point is that Diane is actually kind of thinking about the prospect of marriage, actually.
12?
Look, well, here's the thing,
Like,
okay, I can speak for...
To be fair, some kids
Yeah.
do think of marriage that early, especially when they get the ideas in their heads.
Not to mention this, they're 13 at this point. They're already getting to a point where their puberty is now in full swing. So
we were supposed to go untethered by the bowels of marriage, and you betray me like this.
This is an interesting argument because it's apparently clear that Diane has already matured faster personality-wise than Anne has, because Anne's clearly on this 10-year-old mentality, or 11 rather, sorry. Yeah, and the fact that Diane is not planning to do the things with for the rest of her life, clearly. But don't worry, you'll see exactly where Takata's going with this.
Oh yeah, I'm sure this will totally be the end of your friendship, man.
I actually really understand what Takata's idea was, because in the book, these two go through the entirety of the story without having a single argument. Which, if you've had lifelong friends, there's the occasional argument between lifelong friends, no matter how best friends you are. So I can definitely understand Takata's idea here.
Like he saw an opportunity and he took it.
Yeah. But don't worry, trust me, Takata's going somewhere great with this.
Let me guess, in the book it was hinted that they may have disagreed with something, but it was never actually capitalized on.
Exactly. Very good, Jova.
Okay.
In the book it says, and I quote, paraphrase, I don't have the thing right here in front of me, but she says Diana was thinking of marriage and it shocked Anne. Like, it's something along those lines. But like you said, Jova, Lucy didn't focus much on it. Takata looked at paragraph clearly and thought, there's potential here. And if you remember Takahata's work at Ghibli, this is not that surprising, because Takahata loves to, the more character development, the better in his eyes. He's the master of it.
No, Anne, it's poisoned.
I can't remember if I've seen any yet.
No. Yeah, no. I don't worry, Blaze. I'll be sure to show you some of his stuff at some point. Now that we've already gone through most of the Miyazaki library at this point.
Oh, hey, that guy. I haven't seen him in a while.
Well, that's the thing, Joe. But he's not important. He's just a background character. It's more so in Anne with an E that they completely reinvent his character to make him more important. Although, and for whatever reason, is very mean to him in Anne with an E for some reason that me and Shiro don't understand.
I think we already
talked about it.
I didn't get it either.
Jerry's gonna make fun of her a bit.
It was a joke, bro.
It was a joke, but she was
a prank, bro.
Wow, that was a faster way to scare someone than the story of the hash-slinging slasher.
That's an interesting thing. Since we talked about this, Jerry, like I said, in the book, Jerry's barely even mentioned. But I'm guessing Takata took this also as a chance to maybe have him do something.
Anyway, to explain the thing with Anne with an E, as me and Tio did mention, there were actually internal conflicts going on between the nations at the time.
Essentially, a no true Scotsman kind of thing, in a sense that, I'm more Canadian than you piece of shit.
Also, how old is that guy?
Well, okay, I don't want to go into a discussion about it. I'll just move on.
Again, to give it credit, there was a reason.
No, I can't believe still that Anne with an E accentuated daddy.
You made a child think she was gonna die for a joke, bro.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's kind of thick.
I mean,
I'm guessing he. Okay, I've always interpreted that he was about to tell her. Okay, sorry, I just wanted to play a prank on you, but she ran away before he could tell her.
Which is why you don't do it to someone that young.
I mean,
well, okay. Give Jerry one thing. He hasn't interacted with Anne at all at this point, so he doesn't know how dramatic she is. So to be fair to Jerry, he was probably not expecting her to have this reaction this quick. So
That's kind of fucked up, though.
Tell me,
It is a
Anne,
bit.
you aren't of a superstitious and cowardly lot, are you? Oh my god, the Hinamizawa syndrome really is setting into you.
Oh god. Whatever you do, and don't scratch your neck. It's not good for you.
If I have to die, I'm taking everyone down with me.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing, Jova. You yourself might as well mention that you yourself have talked about Anne's, clear hard-headedness and obsession with, like people doing things the way she expects. That's the whole. That's one of the big things about this because that particular thing was not an accident. Takahata decided to create a proper payoff for Anne's hard-headedness with these changes, as you'll see eventually.
Uh-huh.
The character animation in this episode is just stellar.
Wow, Anna's going legit insane.
Are we really sure it wasn't actually actual rat poison, and instead of poisoning her system, instead poisoned their mind?
If it helps you, Dwebs, Anne is going to chase him and try to beat the crap out of him for it. So
It's chalkboard time, bitch.
Wake up, sweetie! It's your daily chalkboard on your head time. Yes, ma'am.
Either way, that guy is going to be so fired.
there's also another purpose for this. And another purpose for this, Dwebs, is that this is what convinces Anne. Okay, thinking about it now, I need to write a letter to Diane and apologize for it. So there you go. This also leads into her finally coming. Now that she's thinking about, now that she thinks she's gonna die, she wants to make sure she actually mix things up with Diane and everything. Diana, sorry. Yeah, it's all in service of the actual storyline.
Wow, it's literally a dying realization.
So was I right in that was actually his lunch, so he thought he'd mess with her a bit?
Yeah, exactly, Shiro, actually.
Ah, okay. In that case, it does even out. You don't eat another one's lunch.
Like I said, don't worry. He'll get his kind of comeuppance. So.
I mean, she ate his lunch, so there's that.
Sure. And like I said, I will argue that Jerry probably wasn't. Jerry doesn't know, and so he didn't know how she would literally believe him right there because of how dramatic she is.
Honestly, it was
devoted. And there you go.
I must deliver this with my dying breath.
Literally.
Meanwhile.
Oh boy. Anne, for Christ's sake, could you not show up like the crypt keeper?
And now Anne's become the Exorcist or something. I don't know.
When did that movie come out again?
The Exorcist.
I think it was the 80s.
Yeah, and then
Either the 80s or the end of the 70s.
It came out. Actually, it came out in 1973.
Yeah, it was around that
okay.
age. The big three were Star Wars, Jaws, and The Exorcist.
In that case, maybe it's a little subtle homage. Who knows? It is possible.
Oh God, seriously! One of these days, she's going to spook Moreau with how she shows up like that, all solemn.
Yeah. How long ago was it? That's a good point.
Besides, whoever heard of rat poison killing humans? It's called rat poison for a reason.
Actually, it's very common, Joe, because back then they used the actual cyanide in it.
Oh. Okay, in that case,
remember, Jova, Agatha Christie's golden rule when it comes to killing. Women prefer to use poison.
Let's have a talking with Jerry.
Did they even pay him?
Unfortunately, Dwebs, we kind of need his help because remember the whole original idea was to get a boy to help Matthew in the farm, so we need Jerry.
Let's be honest, firing him over a prank gone wrong, that's overreacting.
Oh no.
Oh man. That's Sheen, by the way. Flattery will get you nowhere, dearie.
Oh my god, it really is Hinamizawa
She's going
syndrome.
for the jugular.
Hide on the roof, dude. That's your only hope.
Shut your eyeballs and, well, leave you blind.
She threatened to gouge his eyes out.
Also, I just love how the outcome was mostly implied. Like you can fill your blanks if you want.
Again, that's the thing though, Anne. Maybe next time you should ask before you eat someone else's lunch.
You were reading Ben-Hur?
Of course she was.
Well, I mean, at least you went around to watch the 2016 film.
I can't believe that movie somehow managed to not do well even with Morgan Freeman involved.
Nobody cares, Jova. It's a story for another time, Jova, but just to know, the original is such an important movie that whatever they did, was not going to work.
I am so disappointed in you, Anne. Reading Ben-Hur, please. Man, Josie Pye just lives off of your misery, doesn't she?
Jesus.
I shot him for you. Gives that woman some breath.
So yeah, Dwebs, did you expect the mention of Ben-Hur?
Well, I mean, Ben-Hur was a big thing around this time in history, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just what do they teach in literature to these kids in Canada?
If it's a modern day, what would it be? Alright, kids, today we're going to learn about Anne of Green Gables.
Well, okay, when I was relatively young, they actually made me read The Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett.
I pity any school. I'm sorry, I pity the students in any school who dares to have them read Twilight as educational literature.
I'm pretty sure there's not such a case.
Why would that be part of the program?
Anyway, yes, Major?
Well, don't quote me on that, but I do think that it is part of the school program at some point in Canada, but I'm not entirely sure. Don't quote me on it.
Also, I kind of relate to Anne here a little bit because I was also told off for reading too much.
Well, there you go then.
It's a problem if you read during class, admittedly.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't reading during class, but the problem could have been that I was reading at 2 a.m.
Yeah, that could cause a bit of problems with sleep hygiene and all.
You'll find Spider-Man there.
And he might like
Not-
you. He tends to have a thing
not-
for redheads.
Not that Queen's Dubs.
A Spider-Man continuity set in the 1800s. That'd be something.
I
Marvel
think there
1602,
is-
that's as close as you're gonna get. Or, I guess, Spider-Man Noir.
So yeah, Anne is absolutely decided. She wants to become a teacher, and she will take the examination to try to get into Queen's College.
Of course. Also, Tia, Spider-Man reign was a one-off. I'm sure that won't happen to her.
No, in general, it's more the joke about everyone around Spidey suffers and is miserable.
That's just something the writers like to employ, but more on that later.
Yeah, don't expect too much. Keep your expectations.
In check. Yeah.
Lower your expectations. That's exactly what Jason Blum said about Gem and the Holograms.
Yeah.
Right.
A bad. What was it?
Makes it seem way more easier than it actually is.
Diane's right. We need to get rid of her childhood wonder.
Don't worry, Shiroi. It will. There's a Lucy will make a pertinent point about it eventually.
She will learn.
The hard way if we have to.
Not just that, but you guys will see when we get to it. Yeah, apologize tomorrow, Anne.
Makes me wonder
Oh,
what
Matthew's happy.
Marilla must have been as a child.
Happy Matthew is a happy me.
Well, Java, Anne with an E actually does delve into the backstory of Matthew and Marilla.
Interesting.
It's actually one of the better aspects of the show, I will concede.
Is it based on any book stuff?
No, it's entirely original stuff.
Huh. Not bad.
Oh, remember, she like I told you, after season 1, it's basically just original material. So season 1 is the only one that really focuses on adapting Lucy's material. That's the thing. There's one more.
Spoilers.
Don't worry, Dwebs. Don't worry, Dwebs. The narrator isn't telling you everything.
How could you, South African DC Douglas? I thought we had something.
We'll
Canada
basically just have to go
betrayals.
separate ways.
How could you betray me, Canada, DC Douglas?
Alright, so yeah, that was a good episode.
Indeed.
Okay, again, I mostly want to see where this is going. Again, considering how it's for the standards of what this series has been so far, it's interesting to see Takahata taking actual risks in trying to add spice to what the original was. But again, I want to wait and see.
Mm-hmm. Ashiro.
I did enjoy this, and I'm also interested to see where it goes. But honestly, the joke was a little too far. Like, yeah, he didn't know that she was going to be dramatic, and she did eat his food. But you don't really tell a child. It's like, oh yeah, you're going to die. Lol. Like, it's just you don't do that.
Yeah, that's just being sick.
Yeah, that's nah. But no, the rest of the episode was I enjoyed this one, and
to be fair, it's not like the episode tries to justify or apologize for his behavior.
I know, but still, it's like a bit much, my dude. Hey, that's it.
All right. I'll save my thoughts for the next episode because, I think like there's much. The payoff is where it's at. See ya for that, everybody.
See ya for episode 34.
See ya.
See ya.